KTXT-FM Lubbock.
Ride together, Red Raiders. This is Coach Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to your student radio station, KTXT, The Raider, 88.1.
Good morning, Texas Tech.
Dear God,
Hopefully,
Brian.
Hey, don't interrupt me during my intro. It's Friday, April 28th, 2017, and I hope all you listeners and viewers are having a lovely morning like all of us here at KTXT and GMTT. I am your host, Brian Jimenez, joined by my wonderful crew as usual. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to those people that may not know who we are. Starting with Andy Koke with the music news.
How you doing, Brian?
How's it hanging, Andy Koke?
It's hanging in there. It's Friday. I'm really excited for the weekend.
I'm happy for you, man. Also, we got a two-man team for sports, one of them being Mr. Brandon Big Papi Medina.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm excited to be here. It's early. It's nice. It's Good Morning Texas Tech. Let's have a good one, brother.
All right. Also on sports, Mr. Andrew Marks. We got a lot to talk about
We have a
today.
lot to talk about. It's going to be one of my favorite GMTTs ever. Patrick Mahomes starting his career out in Kansas City. Can't wait to talk about it.
Can't wait to discuss the draft. Lots to discuss for sure. And, of course, on news, we get Haylee Uptergrove. How's it hanging, Haylee?
Nothing's hanging, but it's going really well today.
Why do you have to turn me down like that? Huh? Can't just let me have my moment. So there you go. We got all the crew here. We got Daylight Donuts. We got coffee. I think we're going to have a fantastic show. We got a packed house as well.
We do.
The Medina family is in the house. And then Haylee brought an Aggie with her.
Yeah.
So.
Hello, Kent.
Hello, Kent.
Hello, Kent.
We're just teasing.
By the way,
we like to have fun.
wreck 'em way better than gig 'em. Just saying. Just saying.
Already controversy.
Already controversy.
We're barely getting started. This is going to be a weird episode. I can already feel it.
It's going to be a weird episode.
It's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. Haylee, what's on the news today?
Nothing too exciting today. Good stuff, but no one died, so that's good. All right, let's go ahead and get started with your KTXT news update. While some parts of the country consider becoming sanctuaries for illegal immigrants, Texas is moving toward taking the opposite approach. A bill that passed the House yesterday would outlaw sanctuary cities and give police more latitude in determining someone's immigration status. The bill subjects anyone detained, not just arrested, to have to prove they're in the country legally. A spokesman for Governor Greg Abbott says the governor supports the bill and looks forward to signing it. A couple of national monuments designated by former President Obama in New Mexico are now under the scrutiny of the Trump administration. President Trump issued an executive order this week calling for a review of 24 national monuments, including 2 in New Mexico. The Rio Grande del Norte National Monument, located southwest of Taos, and the Oregon Mountains Desert Peaks National Monument near Las Cruces are on the Trump review list. A national monument is set by an executive branch decree that could be upended by another presidential decree, whereas a national park is created by an act of Congress, making national parks more complicated to do away with. Texas public schools are once again earning high marks. U.S. News and World Report recently released its ranking of the best public schools in the country. Texas has 17 public schools ranked in the top 100, led by the School for the Talented and Gifted in Dallas, which ranks 4th nationally. Governor Greg Abbott says this is the second straight year Texas has had the most public schools in the top 100. And finally, severe weather is a possibility this weekend in North Texas. Afternoon thunderstorms can't be ruled out today, but forecasters say the greatest chance of rain for the immediate Dallas-Fort Worth area will be tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. Hail and damaging winds are the greatest threat, but isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. On that note, here is DG with your weather update.
Thanks, Haylee. Forget about the severe weather in North Texas. Winter is coming. Yes, winter is coming. We're talking chances of snow for the Panhandle tomorrow. Mostly sunny today, however, highs in the mid-80s with westerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Those winds will shift to the southwest and increase. Gusts around 30 miles per hour expected this afternoon. Mostly cloudy tonight, a 30% chance of thunderstorms, lows around 50 degrees, and much cooler tomorrow. A cold front moving through Saturday may bring some wintry precipitation or a mix of wintry precip to portions of the South Plains tomorrow. A 40% chance of showers Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-50s, and mostly cloudy Saturday night, lows in the mid-30s. Winter is back with a vengeance. We didn't really have a winter this year, which I thought was interesting, but, it finally came in April and early May. Currently in Lubbock, mostly cloudy, 52 degrees. The relative humidity at 72%. Wind is from the north at 14 miles per hour, creating a wind chill of 47 degrees. Now back to Goodfella Fridays right here on the Raider 88.1. Good morning, Texas Tech.
Now, as DG mentioned, I'm checking my calendar just to be sure. It's almost May, and what's up with the weather this weekend? I don't know what to say.
Are you surprised? No way.
I'm not.
It's gonna be May.
I'm just irritated.
It's gonna be May.
Oh God. There will be none of that. Here. None of that.
No, but it's super weird. I was not prepared for it. 2 days ago when it was freezing on Wednesday?
I just don't know what to do anymore.
I don't.
I don't know what to wear.
We're graduates,
I don't know
so you
what
don't have to deal with this anymore.
Exactly. So I just got to make it these next couple weeks, and then I'll be out of here with like semi-normal weather in San Antonio, where it doesn't just get freakishly cold.
It just rains a lot, and it's just going to be hot, yeah.
Yeah, so I can believe it. But about this public school thing, it's actually interesting. Brandon and I were actually talking a little bit about this yesterday, and apparently the high school that I went to back in the day...
It's in like the top 100 of like San Antonio schools.
Yeah, I think it ranked...
Oh, like
awesome.
In Texas.
16,
yeah.
17 or something like that.
And then like 68 in Texas, which is huge. And it just surprises me that like you came from there. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that you're that.
I am
smart,
a success story. Look at this. You will see this all over the billboards and movie screens.
You
all
can
that
save
stuff.
this life.
Think so.
Only 17 cents a day.
All right. Did y'all's schools? Did y'all's schools rank anywhere? Did you even check up on that?
Actually,
Where did you
the
place?
school that I went to from 6th to 9th grade was Harmony Science Academy. And it was a charter school, and it ranked number 1 in San Antonio.
Dang.
But I left for Southwest, which didn't even make the ranks, I don't think, anywhere.
I remember
Smart
that
enough or
story.
what?
I'm sorry?
Were you not smart enough to...
No. So I want to
school
play football, and then I did play football, and I hated it. So that's what happened. But
I feel you.
Fair.
I didn't see if Hebron or Plano East made it, Andy, but I'm sure they did because we're outstanding products of those fine schools. So.
It's very, very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Wow,
I know Corpus didn't make it.
We got some
so
American kids on
let's not
here.
even try.
the Dirty Double C.
The Dirty Dub C did not make the list. Actually, that might not be true. I don't know. False news.
False news.
False news. All right, folks. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to a quick music break. We'll be back and we'll discuss a lot to talk about for sports. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked to the left. We'll be back in a few, folks. Here is On the Level by Mac DeMarco. Facebook, what's going on? Hopefully y'all are having a fantastic Friday morning just like we are. It's going to be fun. Like I mentioned, lots to talk about. Sneak preview for those that might be joining us, Andrew. What can they expect?
We're just going to be talking about the draft, really, and then we'll quickly touch on the Spurs since I know you guys wrapped up your series yesterday against the Grizzlies. Congratulations. But we'll be talking about Patrick Mahomes going to the Chiefs and then also what the Cowboys and Texans did. So should be a fun sports discussion.
Man, I'm just excited. Lots of surprises, too. Just within those first 10 drafts,
yeah.
So much fun.
Crazy. It was a lot of fun to watch.
I'll also give a couple of winners and losers of the draft last night because there aren't any clear-cut winners, but there are some clear-cut losers.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think you might mention a couple teams that I might be associated with.
Oh, well, I actually wasn't even thinking about your team, but I will throw
No,
it in
yeah,
there.
I was very disappointed
We'll
in
definitely
what my team picks. So if we have a little bit of time during the break, I'll get into that. I was very disappointed with that pick, to say the least. And Andrew and Koke can attest to that. I was very upset.
He had one shot.
This man was all about, like, let's get an O-line or some defense, and they took a tight end who doesn't even really play tight end.
I was just like, are you serious?
Andy was like, he had a one shot, one opportunity to seize everything he ever wanted.
We're not about to start rapping Eminem. That is not. Wait, I see Haylee has made her way into the news booth now. All right.
Oh my gosh.
I guess Haylee was not comfortable in the regular studio. Can you confirm? No?
Can you confirm or deny?
Okay, can't confirm or not. Well, now she's going back into the studio. I'm just going to narrate everything she's doing as she's like making her way. Now she's in the studio with us.
Can you wave to Facebook Live?
Haley just can't sit still.
She doesn't want to see me.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't say it.
Well, it's not like we want to see you either.
30 seconds.
I'm just kidding. All right, well, we got draft stuff to talk about, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked to the left. Thanks for sticking with us, Facebook.
Good morning, Texas Tech. I'm Andrew Marks, and this is your KTXT Sports Update. The first round of the NFL Draft in Philadelphia is in the books. The Cleveland Browns made Texas A&M pass rusher Myles Garrett the first overall pick. The Chicago Bears then traded up one spot with the San Francisco 49ers to take North Carolina quarterback Mitchell Trubisky II. And then the 49ers then selected Stanford defensive lineman Solomon Thomas at number 3. LSU running back Leonard Fournette went 4th overall to Jacksonville. And the draft news we've all been waiting for, the Kansas City Chiefs traded up 17 spots with the Buffalo Bills to snag Texas Tech quarterback Patrick Mahomes with the 10th pick. The Houston Texans swung a deal with Cleveland to move up from 25th to 12th, where they took Clemson quarterback Deshaun Watson. Michigan safety Jabril Peppers went 25th to the Browns, while Michigan defensive end Taco Charlton went to the Dallas Cowboys at number 28. The draft continues Friday with rounds 2 and 3. The 3-day event wraps up with rounds 4 through 7 on Saturday. And it's going to be a battle between Texas rivals during the Western Conference semifinals. The Spurs advanced in the NBA playoffs with a 103-96 win against the Grizzlies in Game 6 of the first round at the FedEx Forum. Kawhi Leonard put up 29 points and 9 rebounds. Tony Parker had a throwback game with 27 on 11 of 14 shooting, including 3 buckets in the final 2 minutes to clinch the victory. San Antonio will face the Rockets next round. No baseball to report on, but the Rangers and Astros will resume play tonight with some AL West showdowns. Houston will take on Oakland, and Texas will play Anaheim. That's going to do it for your KTXT Sports Update on Good Morning Texas Tech. Now let's open it up for discussion.
All right.
Lots of stuff, brother.
Lots of stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and start with Mr. Pat Mahomes, shall we?
Love it.
Love it, hate it. What do y'all think? Well, give me your takes, people.
So on me and Andrew's show, this was one of the teams that we definitely wanted to highlight as a good stopping point for him. Obviously, to go to the point though, Andrew, the Texans traded up where we wanted them to trade up. It was just too late.
It was.
And so I'm very surprised that they traded up so far, Kansas City, but that's awesome because there were so many teams that wanted him, and I think they understood that. But, I mean, this was a perfect spot. At least the Texans understood that if they didn't take Mahomes, they traded up, got Deshaun Watson. And so now, let's see what they can do. But Patrick Mahomes, man, super excited. First top 10 pick since what, Crabtree?
Yes, he's actually the only second Texas Tech player to be selected in the first round in the last 30 years. So Crabtree was the only other one, and they both went 10th overall in their respective drafts. I'm excited about this for Patrick Mahomes because the Chiefs have one of the better rosters in the NFL. Andy Reid's a great coach. Alex Smith is probably not going to be happy about mentoring his replacement, but Alex Smith is still going to be a good quarterback to learn from. Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to sit for 1 year and then be the starter in 2018, I believe. Obviously, they're not planning to redshirt him or sit him for 3-4 years like Aaron Rodgers did in Green Bay, because they gave up a lot to get him. A first rounder this year, a first rounder next year, plus a third rounder. So the Chiefs are not looking for this to be a 4 or 5 year project. They want him to play, I think, in 2018.
They're looking to be good now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was an excellent pickup for them, and I think it was the only player in the Big 12 to be drafted in the first round, correct?
Patrick Mahomes was the only player in the Big 12.
How
to be drafted
ironic
in the
is
first round.
that, given our record and everything this past
Yes.
football season? But Pat Mahomes still coming within the top 10, beating out Deshaun Watson. Very excited about that.
And some winners and losers. I think the losers are the Houston Texans. They traded up, but they traded up too late.
Yeah.
I thought they thought Mahomes was going to fall probably
I
a
really
little bit
thought
more.
They were going to snag him.
Yeah, so did I, and they gave up a lot to get Deshaun
They
Watson,
did.
who I think is a far less quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Deshaun Watson is a winner. He's a good quarterback, but Patrick Mahomes obviously
I
has
think it's
more
still a
potential.
solid pickup for them, but yeah, obviously kind of a
Yeah.
blow that they didn't get Pat Mahomes.
It was kind of
but-
an afterthought, like, oh crap, 2 quarterbacks are already gone. We
Yeah,
have
you
to
have
trade up
to,
right
yeah.
now and get the
Yeah.
third best
Yeah,
one.
but I think it was still a pretty good pick for the Texans because, I mean, when it comes clutch time, Deshaun Watson is excellent.
Sure.
He's very
Anything's better than
confident
Tom
as well.
Savage.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh, the savagery.
But let's also talk about probably the most surprising pick in the first round. The number 2 pick, Mitch Trubisky. What's up with
the Bears,
that? Everyone
the
is
Bears
shocked by
gave
this.
up a couple of 3rd and 4th round picks to move up one spot and draft Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw
Chicago's
that.
the new Browns, you guys.
Chicago is definitely my second biggest loser, besides Houston. So,
Yeah.
I was very, very surprised that they gave up that much to move up one spot to get a quarterback who I don't think ends up being that special.
Yeah, I've seen several videos out on Facebook and Twitter and everything of just Chicago fans just shocked, like, what are we doing? Like, why did you go with that pick? It was just a weird, bizarre
And then real quickly, Cowboys took Taco Charlton, huge defensive end, about 6'5", 275 pounds. Exactly what we need. We need a pass rusher.
I love his name.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, it's now Taco Sunday in
gonna be-
Dallas, Texas. And then Brian, your Giants.
Oh my
Needed-
God.
needed some-
Giants.
Needed some defense. Reuben Foster on the board. Needed an offensive lineman, and you take
Yeah,
a
we
tight
had so
end.
many
Got a
options of what we
receiver.
could have gone with. You know, better linemen, better defense, literally any of those.
And he's not
we
even
went-
a real tight end. He's more of just a
Yeah.
huge slot receiver.
Essentially, we went with another receiver, which we did not need. So
With Odell
I'm just-
Beckham, Brandon Marshall, and Sterling Shepard, you did not need another receiver. I thought that was a terrible pick by the New York Giants.
Solid
the
stuff,
three of
Giants.
us, Andrew and Andy, we were watching the draft over at Andrew's place yesterday, and when it came time for the Giants, they were just like looking to see my reaction. I was like, "Here we go, O-line or defense, let's go!" And then they went to the tight end pick, and I was just like screaming at the
Ingram,
time.
Ingram out of Ole Miss, by the way, was the pick.
We were watching the Spurs game at the same time, so at least
And
you
we
know,
were
that
losing
kinda
at that
calmed me
time,
down.
so I was just not. in a
They
good
came back
position.
after 11
good,
points.
Good segue. Let's talk about the Spurs.
Let's talk about the
Are you
Spurs
guys
a little bit.
relieved that you
I
wrapped
am
it up in
relieved.
6?
I mean, first and foremost, you got to give Memphis a lot of credit. You know, they had the odds stacked against them. A lot of good players hurt. Things were not looking to go their way. I did not think they were going to go to 6 games, but they always come out swinging. They always play well. They have a lot of respectable players, so you have to give the Grizzlies a lot of credit for what
It was a good
for the
series.
fight they were able
It
to
was
put
good
up.
to
Yeah,
watch.
on our show, Andrew, you remember I really was thinking it was going to go to 7 because the Grizzlies are so good. They have the Spurs number most times. Fizzo's a great coach. Mike Conley's a great player. Easily the most underrated point guard in the league. And Marcus Gasol to me is the most finessing center I've ever seen. He's awesome. So great to see. So I'm glad we're past, but I'm not comfortable yet because now we have Houston next.
Right here, right now, predictions. Spurs. I'm going to say Spurs in 6.
Spurs in 6. Okay, Brandon.
I'm going to say Spurs in 7, man. I got to give
Yeah,
Houston a
Spurs
lot
in
more
7.
credit.
Realistically, I'm going with Brandon on this one. I'm going to say Spurs in 7 just because of the factor that they have more rest. So I'm going Spurs in 7.
If the Rockets
I'm
want, if the
scared.
Rockets want any chance, it's going to come down to Ryan Anderson and Eric Gordon because Kawhi is going to shut down James Harden or at least contain him.
Yeah.
Rockets in 7.
There's a Rockets fan over here. I'm not going to take it.
Before we go to music,
Sure.
are we going to music?
Yes.
Is that happening? Okay. Before we go to music, though, there is a little bit of baseball news because Tech is playing TCU this weekend, today, Saturday, and Sunday, and I think they're number 1 in our conference, right? Yeah. And we're number 2, so it's going to be a big game. So
Well,
go
there you
support
go.
your Red Raiders.
Haley Uptergrove coming in hot
And if
with
you
the
can't go
Tech
to that
baseball
game,
news.
just tune in right here on the Raider and listen to some Texas Tech softball.
There you
Hey,
go.
We'll be bringing it to
there
you.
go.
Look at these segues.
Do it live.
Excellent segues, people.
good.
Excellent segues. Well, anyway, we're gonna go on to a music break, as Haley mentioned. So, don't go anywhere. We got Restart by Banquet. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked to the left.
Facebook Live.
Hello, Facebook Live. How's it hanging?
Hi.
Let's see. I'm going to check up on the comments. I don't see any. But other honorable mentions as far as the draft goes, winners, losers.
So one for me, man, is Malik Hooker to the Colts. He's a safety from Ohio State. I'm super high on this guy. I think he was one of the better defensive players in the draft, and he went a little later than I expected. On every draft board I saw him going 6, and I believe he went number
15 to the Colts. Yeah.
So the Colts got a great pick in that, and I honestly believe, give him in the next 5 years, I think he'll be a Pro Bowl player for sure.
Yeah, he might be the closest thing to Ed Reed since we've seen since Ed Reed. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Colts fans because I'm with Brandon. I think it's a great pick. Also, the Browns, I think, really filled some needs.
Their defense.
The only thing they didn't do is get a quarterback, which they really need.
Desperately need. But as far as defense goes, I mean, they have some really solid picks to go.
They got a good injection of talent last night.
I actually need to ask you guys: do you think in the second round the Browns make sure to get the Notre Dame quarterback
Kaiser? Maybe.
Oh my god!
But really,
it's
at that
definitely
point,
a possibility.
I guess take a flyer on him and take him, see what he can do. Maybe you found a hidden gem. But
I wouldn't be surprised because at this point, quarterbacks aren't really a necessity. The big time names have already been taken.
Yeah,
at this point.
The next best quarterback, in my opinion, is Brad Kaya from Miami. That's who I would pick if I was the Browns.
So, well, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. But I'm very, very excited.
I'm excited. The second round's gonna be really fun too, man. The second round, there's a lot of players left on the board that are really good as well.
For sure.
You got
most awkward moments. From the draft.
What's that?
Most awkward moments from the draft. There's chock full of awkward moments during the draft.
Well, Trey Wingo butchered his delivery left and right on ESPN. I honestly, if I had NFL Network, I would have switched over to it.
I forgot what player it was being drafted, but he had like the full-blown Jack Link sponsorship thing going on.
Oh, Charles
so
Harris.
good.
Charles Harris went 22nd to the Dolphins.
Yeah, and I guess the Jack Link's Bigfoot mascot guy.
Sasquatch.
He was the Sasquatch. There we go. He was just kind of chilling there with the family, just waiting for the draft pick to be announced or whatever. And
Trey Wingo
goes,
"Hey, it's Chewbacca."
Hey, it's Chewbacca. All of us on the couch were like, "That's definitely not Chewbacca, man. You butchered that."
We really
that
have
was
to
a funny
talk
moment,
about the commissioner getting booed every single time.
But that first pick, though,
Roger
when he went
Goodell
out there,
is not
he
a popular
got
man.
booed for a straight.
So hard.
And then,
so
and then
good.
ESPN pans it to this fan, and they're like, they have this close up of him, and the guy just goes, "Boo!"
like he was smiling.
Like
and
everyone
booing,
was in on it. Everyone was having fun. Like he was like smiling and booing at the
Even
same time.
Goodell was having fun with it because I think it was like the second, third pick coming around.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Yep, come on, bring it to."
He's like, "Philly, is that all you got?"
Oh man, that was
Shout out to
hilarious.
Philly though, man. Had a great draft.
Yeah, what you guys think of the all outdoor draft?
I loved it.
I think
thought
it was
good.
cool. I think it was cool. I
It was
really
a
enjoyed it.
big
I liked it.
audience.
Anywho, we got music news coming up with Mr. Koke, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked to the left, and lots to discuss. I'm sure of it.
Hi, hello, good morning. My name is Andy Koke, and here's your weekly music news update. Being a dedicated fan to artists is taxing, to say the least. Just waiting a few years to hear a single is hard enough, but when the time arrives, we all get that same jittery feeling. Well, three really big artists are releasing their brand new albums coming soon. This week, it's going to be Haim, Phoenix, Foster the People, all have been on a really, really long hiatus. Let's start off with Haim. They're Grammy nominated back in 2015 for their album, 2013 album, Days Are Gone. They're set to announce their second album, actually, called something Something to Tell You, which drops July 7th. There's actually a lot of albums dropping this summer. The next one's going to be Phoenix, who also dropped their last album in 2013, Bankrupt, are aiming to set their next album June 9th. It's entitled T-Amo. I don't know. It's a really weird concept. Finally, it's Foster the People, dropping their third album. It doesn't have a specific date, but it's aimed towards the summer as well. So this summer is going to be fantastic for music. The Pepperoni Playboy, Mac DeMarco, is back in the news today. He's looking to hire an assistant for his fan club, actually. Looking for credentials, including working with MailChimp, WordPress, iMovie, and a great attention to detail. Also adding that you have to know how to make the dankest memes. That's right. If you know how to make memes, Mac DeMarco wants to hire you. So his next album is actually going to be on the radar next week. It's called This Old Dog. So if you kind of get the feel of what he's looking for, maybe you can be hired by Mac DeMarco. Finally, one of my favorite stories of the week has to go to Mr. Neil Young, the American folk legend, putting his hat in the music streaming ring, setting up shop next to his competition such as Spotify, Apple Music, and Jay-Z's Tidal. Young wants to especially focus on the quality of the streaming, calling the new service, get this, X Stream. That's right, you heard right. It's not actually a 90s Disney movie about rollerblading. It's about music. Young says that the service described is adaptive, and he really wants to focus on the high quality of the streaming, let alone keeping the price at the same amount. And if you watch Fox's Empire, you know that Jamal and Hakeem's streaming service is also called X Stream. Go figure. That'll be it for the music news update. Let's go back to Goodfella Fridays.
Now, I'm just really surprised, Mr. Koke, that you used the term dankest memes
Dankest
on
memes.
the show. I'm
even
surprised we got
remotely
this far
surprised.
without mentioning memes and their potential of
Mac
dankness.
DeMarco wants to hire
It
you.
was
So
dank.
you sound like you're interested in the position. You think you would be...
Apply, bro. Apply.
I need to finish school first, you guys. All right?
I don't know, man.
Do you have like a degree in dank
I think
memes?
Sounds like it's right up your
I
alley.
think I could
That's
be
a fair question.
of help.
Haley asked
to
if you
Mac
have a
DeMarco.
degree in dank memes.
That's hell. Give it 5 years, 10 years, you can get that degree.
People are gonna
Go to
find
the
ways to
make Here's
IT
possible.
Tech Institute.
Brian could tell you guys my meme making is very underrated, and I think I should be considered.
But
for
is
He
it
does
the
have some
dankest?
pretty underappreciated meme
I think I
makers.
should
They're
be
also
considered for this
dank.
position.
Okay, well, since we're talking about dank memes, who makes the dankest of memes
I do.
at the station?
I do.
me.
Definitely.
I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick.
There's the
Oh,
man.
I don't know. Nick Hayes over there? I don't know.
Are you kidding?
Nick's a pretty dank.
I'm so
Hi.
So pretty surprised. I mean, I think we all have a good talent for dank
Wonk
meme
Gills,
making.
I have a
impressed.
great picture
Enough
of
said.
Joel that I'm waiting to turn into a meme. Just need a good opportunity.
We need to start using these as graphics for the show and just make the most ridiculous memes whenever we get into a show.
Joel memes.
A lot of music though, man.
I need
A lot of
Joel
music,
memes.
though. Like, which one
Oh,
are
you
you
can't
most
hear
excited
me.
for?
What?
Koke?
Oh, the music, the Haim album, actually.
Haim's first album was so good, and I got the pleasure of seeing them at Hangout Music Festival, and they're fantastic. I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah, actually, one of the producers that is helping them make the album is Rostam from Vampire Weekend. He recently left Vampire Weekend, who's a Grammy award-winning artist, to produce, and he's out of the band to work in that field, and he's really doing a good job. So I'm really excited for this album, to be honest.
Foster the People's so popular just within so many people's different music genres. They hit like every different music genre possible in their music. So I think that album should be pretty exciting to check out too for any Foster the People fans or just fans of the alternative, you know, I guess electronic kind of like genre. They're awesome. They're like the kings of that.
And Phoenix, who is it's a French band that also is known to use their music in Cadillac commercials. So the reason why I say that is because recently we all see Matthew McConaughey in Cadillac commercials. I want them to come back and work with McConaughey to make a
I
Cadillac.
thought those were Lincoln commercials.
Oh, sorry. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, the whole time I thought it was Cadillac. You're right. You're right.
I believe Phoenix made like Ricky Cortez's like favorite album of like all time.
Yeah, he
I believe so, yes.
He plays it on Polar
Phoenix-
Opposites a lot.
Yeah, Phoenix
Yes.
is. Ricky
Dang, I'm
Cortez's-
bummed. I was like thinking about that all
pretty nice
morning.
city.
I mean, who knows? Maybe McConaughey will join up with them
Matthew
on a Cadillac
McConaughey.
commercial. I mean, that'd be pretty
Professor
interesting.
McConaughey, please.
I just
I
love
would
how
go.
serious
I
those
would literally
commercials are.
just take a class at UT so I could have Professor McConaughey. Like,
What?
just-
I don't know what they would talk about though.
Just life,
what
man.
wouldn't they talk about?
Just life.
All
Life,
right,
man, bro.
people. Let's
I hope
just
when he
hang
grades
out.
papers,
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
grades
Talk
papers, if you get
about life.
the correct answer, he puts all right next to it.
I would frame
Up and down your paper.
frame that.
You go up and down your paper and it says all right.
all right.
If you
So
get 100,
what happens if you get a question wrong?
It's not all
Just leaves it
right.
blank.
Just leaves it blank.
Just LIVE.
He gives you the hook 'em horns down.
You got 8 out of 10 all rights out of all right. Come to think of it, that actually would be.
That's
It
what
would
I
be
like
so
about the
fun.
Nays
That
and
would be
B's.
pretty fun.
Pretty crummy down.
Oh man, well we can. Unfortunately, we don't have all day to discuss our potential to take Matthew McConaughey's class. We got news and weather to be updated. So, Miss Uptergrove, what's on the news?
Some good stuff's on the news today, Brian. Not anything too exciting, but that's okay. All right, Levick, let's take a quick look at your news before we get to your weather and your next music break. It took about 7 years, but environmentalists can claim victory in a fight with the world's biggest oil company. A judge this week ruled that ExxonMobil exceeded air pollution limits in Baytown and ordered the company to pay about $20 million in penalties. Environment Texas says it believes the penalty is the largest in U.S. history, resulting from a citizen lawsuit. ExxonMobil says it disagrees with the verdict and tells the Texas Tribune it's considering an appeal. It was a proposal not too many in Washington could agree on, and now there's a disagreement over its future. A border adjustment tax that would have put a 20% tax on imports was not part of the president's tax reform proposal, and Senator John Cornyn said yesterday the tax is probably dead. The Woodland Congressman Kevin Brady, though, still supports the tax and tells the Houston Chronicle it'll be refined and could still be part of a larger tax package. Female doctors in Dallas fare better than their counterparts in Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. But a new survey finds the pay discrepancy between men and women doctors is 25% on national average. Doximity surveyed more than 36,000 physicians and found that Dallas women earned about 23% less than men. Austin was 24%, San Antonio was 25%, and Houston was 29%. And finally, a legal battle is over after a jury in Austin awarded shared custody to the wife of InfoWars founder Alex Jones. Yesterday's decision came after 9 hours of deliberation. Kelly Jones will now have joint custody of the couple's 3 children, as well as the right to have the kids live with her as their primary residence. The children have been living with the alt-news media mogul since the couple's divorce in 2015. Alex Jones will have visitation rights. One juror tells the Austin Statesman that InfoWars had nothing to do with the juror's decision. That does it for your KTXT news update. Y'all keep it locked to the left. Here is DG with your weather.
Thanks, Haylee. Wintry weather making a return trip to the South Plains this weekend. Mostly sunny today, though. Highs in the mid-80s with southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts around 30 miles per hour expected later today. Mostly cloudy tonight, a 30% chance of thunderstorms. Lows around 50 degrees. And much cooler tomorrow. A cold front moving through Saturday will bring that wintry precip to the northern portions of the South Plains. Mostly cloudy skies expected Saturday, a 40% chance of showers in the afternoon, highs in the mid-50s, and mostly cloudy and colder tomorrow night. A slight chance of showers continuing, lows in the mid-30s. Gosh, I thought we were done with winter, but evidently not. Currently in Lubbock, mostly cloudy skies, 52 degrees, the relative humidity at 72%. Wind is from the north at 14 miles per hour, creating a wind chill of 47 degrees. Coming up next, some music. Here's Hoops with On Top right here on the Raider, 88.1.
Hello, Internet.
All right, so I figured since we were going on about Matthew McConaughey, I thought we could go around real quick and give our best Matthew McConaughey impersonations. Haley, you brought it up, so I'll start with you.
I will give it that.
Throw it in my mouth.
Okay, well, we'll move on to Koke, then we'll go back to
Okay, wait, just all right.
Yeah, just whatever comes to mind, man. You can say whatever.
All right.
Haley knows exactly.
Hold on, give me a
Is
second.
that all you got? No lines or anything?
Oh, what? Oh, lines?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna.
There's a fiesta in the making as we speak.
Ooh,
Party at the Moon Tower.
excellent work.
Bring the mariachi band.
Yeah, by the way, it is mariachi. I talked to my mom last night.
Oh, okay.
My mom's.
And she said mariachi as well.
We'll get into that in a moment because I have a story about that. Haley, your best Matthew McConaughey
Hold on, I'm
impersonation.
looking up the quote.
Well, hurry. Okay, Joel, we'll move on to your best impersonation.
All right.
That just sounds like Cowboy Jay.
That does sound like Cowboy Jay. That
I
doesn't
mean,
count.
they kind of wanted to say.
I mean,
All right.
I could also give
I
my.
keep getting older. They stay the same age.
That's what I like about these Oscars.
You know
Yes, they do.
You know what I like about
Days and
these
Confused is a
Lincolns?
fantastic movie. You haven't seen it. Brandon, give me your best Matthew McConaughey impersonation real quick. Oh, he's about to come in hot. Here we go. Oh boy, he's giving me a look.
Clear the throat.
I don't
Clear the
like where
throat.
this is going. He's giving me a look right
I
now.
have one.
Wow. What was the quote that we just said?
Just say something. Man. I don't know.
What?
The quote from Dazed and Confused.
About the high school girls?
was
We already
so
talked about it already.
Okay, well, that was my go-to. I can't just do the
can
all
still
right,
say
all
it,
right,
man.
all right. Everybody does the
gonna-
all right, all right.
Yo, let me go again.
Let me go again. He said, let me go again. Hey, redo.
Y'all are okay.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older and they still stay the same age.
You're
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Shoplifters.
Haley, real quick.
Yes, they do.
Fact is, the law says you cannot touch.
Oh,
I think I see a lot of lawbreakers up in here.
Such a good one.
That's a wrap.
That's such a good one.
it's over.
Yo, Magic Mike.
Game over. We got a trivia game. It's going to be a little different this time.
Yes,
we got
we
different
do.
hosts for it. So stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Get your
Feel
life
free to
straight.
participate.
That's
Keep it locked to the left.
I labeled them by who we were asking.
Welcome back to Goodfella Friday, everyone, plus Haley. So, if you're a fan of the show, you may know that it's time for a little trivia game. Now, there have been a few complaints about the way I run the games around
It's
here.
unfair.
Trash.
As
However,
you can
I win
see
them, so.
And here, my fellow co-hosts and co-workers are not pleased with the way I host the shows.
Krusty Krab is unfair.
No, the way you host the show is fine. It's the way you come up with the
Hey.
game.
I'm
Hey,
just
man,
trying to host the show, baby.
I always win, bro. I appreciate you.
I mean, Brandon always gets lucky.
Brandon's won like
I try to
2 out
make
of
it
16
as fair
times this
and
semester,
as
he thinks he's
difficult
hot.
on everyone as possible. So I'm just trying to do my
Emphasis on
job
difficult.
and make it interesting. But because of these complaints, I thought, okay, I'll let someone else take control of the game this time around. What is that? I hear a chair noise. Haley, you okay over there?
No.
Okay. Okay, anyway. So this time around, Joel Schgetty has made his return on GMTT.
Spaghetti.
How's it hanging, Joel? They love that question.
I'm just trying to host a game, baby.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Saying
So,
it best.
Mr. Marks and Mr. Schgetty have designed the game, and this game is based on Texas Tech ComC faculty members. So
College of Media and
I have
Communication.
no idea what the questions are, what the answers will be. This will be completely fair, and I suppose I'll get a taste of my own medicine, and then also myself, Brandon, Koke, and Haley will be participating
Did you
in the
forget
game.
my name?
I forgot your name for a second. I'm sorry.
All right, so the way this game is going to happen is your typical answer with multiple choice. We give you 4 options. You
that's fair.
You have to pick the right one. It's very
Okay.
simple.
Very simple.
I like this already. This is
We
better.
don't
I
confuse
like it
you
'cause
like Brian does.
didn't make it.
I'm not trying to confuse anyone. I'm just trying to.
All right, so this first question goes out to Miss Uptergrove.
Ooh, that's already a 0.
All right.
Rude.
Name this ComC
L.
staffer. This graduate part-time instructor is originally from Lufkin, Texas, where he went to school with Cowboys receiver Des Bryant. Before coming to Texas Tech, he attended Texas State University and worked as a sports journalist and play-by-play
I
broadcaster.
know exactly who this is.
You can listen to this person on his hit show In the Paint right here on KTXT. Is it A, Harper Anderson, B, Phil Torino, C, Joseph Provencher, or D, Derek Holland?
Haley, I'm going to be looking at you the whole time. You better not get this wrong.
I'm eliminating A and C.
Okay,
Either B or D.
it's Phil Torino or Derek Holland.
Oh, crap.
Choose wisely.
I'm going to go with B.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, because, yes.
That is
Yes,
incorrect.
because-
Brandon, you're a jerk! mouths it at me. I should have known.
The correct answer is the Dutch oven.
The Dutch oven, Derek.
You can catch him at 3 o'clock today.
And it told me to put my food in a Dutch oven, and I could not.
I would not recommend doing that.
I could not.
So 0 points for Haley. Joel's going to read the next question.
You.
And it is for Brian.
Oh, I'm next. Oh boy, let's see. See if I get this right.
I'm thrilled to ask you this question, Brian. All right. So, this graduate. Oh, hold on now. Andrew's got a very touchy trackpad. All right.
Gotta wait for the trackpad to not be touchy.
So, this graduate assistant hails from Utah and was once the social media ambassador for former Utah Jazz forward Paul Millsap. You can find him around the college as a lab instructor for writing and media, or on In the Paint with Derek Holland on Fridays at 3 p.m. right here on KTXT. Is it A, Joseph Provencher, B, Harper Anderson, 3, Colin Berkey, or D, Travis Loof?
I'm going to go with B, Joel.
That would actually be correct.
Woo! You see, I'm pretty good at this.
Harper Anderson.
I'm pretty good at
Catch him at 3 p.m. today with Derek Holland on In the Paint.
Easy. Excellent segue there.
All right, and Brandon, now it's your turn, buddy. You ready?
Those are the 2 easiest questions. All right,
he's going to be mad. He's going to get it wrong. Watch.
All right, this assistant professor of practice once worked on the production team for Reba McEntire's studio in Nashville, Tennessee. Before settling in at Texas Tech, this person had a pit stop at Angelo State, where he received his master's. Final clue, his taste in music is a lot like his web design course. Hard. Is it A, Todd Chambers, B, Justin Keene, C, Cam Stone, or D, Kent Wilkinson?
My boy Cam Stone, get it going.
That is correct. Cam Stone.
Doc Rock.
As soon as you said Nashville, I know who that is. The man, the myth, the legend. The legend.
The music legend.
Now it's time for Andy Koke.
That's me.
All right, Andy.
Speaking of music legends.
This instructor and director of multimedia writing hails from New York. You can catch this professor coaching the Texas Tech rugby team, writing for the Associated Press, and teaching the Writing for Media course offered here at ComC. Is it A, Justin Keene, B, Phil Torino, C, Jared Foster, or D, Ralph Arif?
Oh, man.
Come on. This is an easy one.
This is the easiest one.
This is so easy.
Well, Andy's not like a...
Yeah, I'm the only business major, y'all.
I'm the only business major. Look at me. Oh. That don't sound too confident.
I'm going to go with Ralph.
That would be incorrect.
The disrespect to my boy Phil Torino.
That is a hard incorrect.
That is incorrect. That is Phil Torino, coach of Texas Tech rugby.
Oh, man.
And friend of the station here at KTXT.
Absolutely.
He's made his guest appearances on In the Paint as well.
All right, Haley, you ready for your second question?
No.
All right, well, here it comes anyways.
No.
This former radio DJ and top dog at the college bleeds scarlet and black, but got his PhD at the University of Tennessee. I'm not handing out awards, but some will say this man is a friend to everyone around the college. If he is not recruiting potential students, you can find him playing the drums for his music group, the Spur 327 Band. Is it A, David Perlmutter, B, Todd Chambers, C, Cam Stone, or D, Robert Peasley?
Nah, that's a tough one, actually. That's a good one.
I think it's D. Rob Paisley.
That is incorrect.
It's not Paisley.
It's my man TC, Todd Chambers.
That's who I was thinking it was, but isn't Paisley in a band?
Yep.
I think Paisley's in a band.
He rocks that little goatee.
But he's not in the 327 band.
When we were at the Blink concert, we saw a guy that looked exactly like Todd Chambers, and we got excited.
No way!
It looked, but it wasn't him. It was disappointing.
It was his cousin.
It was his cousin.
All right, Brian, you ready for your second question?
I believe so. I'm feeling pretty confident. Let's do it.
All right, Brian.
Yes.
This longtime professor has a lot of media experience outside of the United States.
Right.
This professor is known for having the most intimidating office in the college, where you will find artistic masks hanging from the walls, and their knowledge for worldwide media is a lot like their sweater game. Strong. Is it A, Kent Wilkinson, B, Bill Dean, C, John Velez, or D, Leon Bieco?
Echo.
I'm not 100% confident in this answer, but I'm going to go with D.
Leon Bieco?
Yes.
That would be correct.
Woo! Bingo!
Yes, I was hoping you guys would do that.
Yes.
All right.
2 for 2.
Brandon, you ready?
That was my question. That's my favorite professor. I love him. Go for it.
All righty. This ComC staffer has plenty of on-air and production experience. Some of the stations he worked at is KOHM, KFYO, KZII, and this person is considered to be one of the most knowledgeable in regards to studio equipment around the college. Is it A, Josh Robinson? Is it B, Cam Stone? Is it C, Derek Ginter, or is it D, Robert Peasley?
Okay, so either I get this right,
If you get this wrong,
or I
you're
get
gonna be
this
so
wrong, I get
upset with
fired. So I'm gonna go with DG Derek Ginter.
That is correct.
My boy DG.
Oh, man.
What?
I was
man.
about to be so mad.
So let's have a recap. Brandon and Brian each have 2 points. Andy has none, and Haylee has none.
Yeah, but that's not fair.
Why is this not fair? That is completely
Brian's
fair.
a cheater.
How am
You're
I
a
cheating?
cheater.
I meant Brandon.
All right, Andy, you got to get on the board here, dude.
Okay.
All right. Can I
what
just
do you
get a
even
DG
do?
question? Come on.
All right, Andy.
Andy, you don't even go here. You don't even go here, man.
I'm a business student.
All right, Andy.
Yes.
This professor was once the director of student publications and activities at Lubbock High School and Coronado High School. Around campus, he is a key leader for both the Alumni Association and the Saddle Tramps. And here at the college, he teaches Intro to Media and Communications as well as PR courses.
There could not be
There
an
literally is
easier
not an
question.
easier question.
Is it A, Chris Cook, B, Andy King, C, Heath Tollison, or D, Bill Dean?
I'm gonna
Teeth.
go with
Teeth.
Stop. I'm gonna go with D.
That would be correct.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Andy Koke.
If you did not choose Bill Dean, I was going to be so
I have
upset.
him right now. I have him right now.
We couldn't have this
so-
this game without a question about Bill.
This isn't
Dean.
an exam.
The machine himself.
Oh my gosh.
Bill Dean.
Bill Dean.
Well,
not
it's
prepared for an
this
exam.
game is as easy as one of his exams, so you know.
Hey.
Bill
Shout
Dean's
out.
exams hurt.
I mean, I took his PR class. It wasn't that
Basically.
easy, to be fair.
His intro to media
Shout out Sal's my boy.
and communications was pretty easy.
He taught me like the MCOM intro class, and my cousin was like, if anybody gets a B in that, they're dumb, and I got a B.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here, since we have a tie for 2 points each between Brian and Brandon, what I want to do is I'm gonna read these 2 bonus questions, and I'll only read the second one if you guys both still tie. But
Okay.
I'm gonna read these 2 bonus questions, and then
Right.
whoever has the most points out of this wins. If not, we're just gonna have a tie.
For the win.
All right.
You better
So
watch yourself.
Here comes
Medina.
the first of the 2 bonus questions.
Look at me.
This professor completed his education at both Texas Tech and Indiana University. You can find this man leading the Adventure Media course in the spring and the London Study Abroad program in the summer.
You ain't got it.
His beard and sandal game are most strong, and you'll often see him in his office with his standing desk. Is it A, Jared Foster, B, Justin Keene, C, John Velez, or D, Colin Berkey?
This is my boy.
You guys each give an answer.
Justin Keene. Play games. Test me.
Games.
Go ahead and give me the answer choices one more time.
Is it A, Jared Foster,
'cause he's
B,
scared.
Justin Keene, C, John Velez, or D, Colin Berkey?
I'm going to go with Jared Foster, Andrew.
Justin Keene,
All
boy,
right.
let me tell you.
The correct answer is Justin Keene. So your champion and still trivia game champ, Brandon Medina.
You said Adventure Media. I thought that was
He-
Jared
he-
Foster.
No, he does both. And
does
he said,
both.
he
You
said
said
sandal.
weed?
He said sandal and beard game strong, and he's the only one I know has like.
Jared
a
And
Foster has a goatee.
Jared, also, the key clue was he is the London Study Abroad leader.
Yeah.
Jared Foster does New Zealand.
and he has a
That's
standing
what I fell
desk.
for.
It's
All
so
right.
cool.
Well done to you, Mr. Benina. Congratulations on your win.
Hope you
Very
enjoyed the
I
MyCom
enjoyed-
staff
I like
game.
that game.
I don't know what the
Brian,
complaints
your
are
game
about.
sucked.
I don't know what the complaints are about. I had a
Brian's
good
game
time
sucked.
being on the other receiving end of these questions. I had a good time. I did pretty well, all things considered. So I'm pleased.
And hope everyone knows more about, the MyCom staff now.
Yeah,
was
exactly.
awesome.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Joe, for coming up with this game. Had a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys got some of these
How are
right.
we on time?
We got about 13 minutes to kill, so we're gonna
Okay.
go ahead and go into a quick music break
Sure.
if that's all right, and then we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit.
We'll chat.
Here is No Dirge by Eric Slick. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked to the left, people. All right, Facebook, welcome back. Hopefully, those of you who participated at home did just as well as Mr. Medina and I. But I was fooled by that last
but he
question.
did better than you.
Brandon-
So don't say "and I."
Hey! I'm trying to give myself a little credit.
I tried to help Haylee out, but she just messed it up.
Y'all threw me for a loop on that last question. With I could have swore share again.
I cannot believe that Andy got that question wrong about Phil Torino.
I'm hurt.
Dude, I've never even met the
rugby.
guy.
All you needed to say was rugby, and I was like, Phil Torino.
Hey, but Bill Dean, I love
Bill
that
Dean
guy.
is
What a
king.
guy.
What a guy.
All right, so we'll start this off on Facebook, and maybe we'll discuss it a little bit when we come back from break as well. Favorite professor you've had in MCOM?
I've had
Doc Rock, 100%.
Oh, he is awesome. He's great. I had my favorite professor this year, actually, this semester.
Oh, yeah?
Jadelle Robinson, she's a girl for PR, and she is fantastic. So before it was Bill Dean and Echo, because Echo's awesome. But Robinson, I think, is the first professor I had since Robert Warnsman, who we had for journalism, me and Haylee.
Yeah.
Who really cares about her student success, and so I definitely recommend taking any of her PR classes.
Jody?
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Jody's fantastic.
She's fantastic.
She's a friend of the station.
I haven't had the opportunity to take one of her classes, but she was one of the people that kind of taught me how to do like play-by-play stuff, and so fantastic.
As well as Tyler James.
Tyler James.
Oh man, okay.
With the monster dunk.
Haley, with the monster dunk. Haley, who's your favorite professor you've had at
I
MCOM?
think, well, Robert Warrington, we had him our freshman year, and he was incredible. He was my first journalism professor, and he just killed it, but it was great. But then I had Mary Edwards last summer for news writing, and she was awesome. I learned so much from her, so much more. Guys, y'all are so irritating. But yeah, I think Mary Edwards is probably one of the best professors I've had in this college. And then Echo.
I gotta say, Doc Rock, 100%. Doesn't even come close. What a guy. What a guy. Great teacher, great friend. I love going to class every day because I get to hang out with him.
Same exact reason, ditto for that. Koke, before we go into...
I would say Echo. I have good conversations with him. He's an awesome professor. I've never had him before, but every day, I love that he has a different dog on his shirt or his sweaters.
His sweater game is strong.
It's so strong. It's so strong.
That's exactly what you should make the wall out of. How strong his sweater game is.
I can believe
Unpenetrable.
It. Well, anyway, folks, we're going to come back in a moment. We'll discuss this a little bit further and sign off and let you guys be on your way for the weekend. So keep it locked to left. We'll be back in a minute. Good morning, Texas Tech, and welcome back to Good Fella Friday, plus Haley. She hates when I do that, though. It's so funny, so I got to do it every single time. But we were just talking in the Facebook moment, since we just played a trivia game about the ComC professors, in which Brandon won barely. I had to go with a different option just to mix it up a little bit, but put it on the line.
Hey, did you like my UFC thing at the end where I was like, and still?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. Yeah. You killed it.
Yeah,
of course, he soaked it all in, too. Did the whole stand up and what a guy. Always loves to show off when he can. But we were just discussing some of our favorite professors we had in ComC. So, for all you Facebook people, you might be hearing this again. But, Andrew, I'll start off with you. Who's your favorite professor here that you've had?
Dr. Cam Stone, Doc Rock, absolutely. I have him for advanced audio production this semester. Our boy Nick Hay is also in that class, and we just love going to class because we get to hang out with Doc Rock.
It's the only class you go to.
Edit. Not true. Not true.
I'm a great student.
I am a great student. Anyways,
not true. Untrue.
I enjoy going to that class. So does Nick. He's a good professor. He's a friend to everyone here, and I just love learning from him.
I didn't get the chance to ask Joel. Joel, who's your favorite professor you've had at?
I'm gonna have to go with Brandon. Jody Roginson is my favorite professor. Last semester I took her for sports PR, and I was sort of questioning my major even though I was a senior. And
my life's a lie.
And
we've all been through it.
Getting into her class and having her, actually going and meeting with her and having her talk us through our majors and what we're gonna do and whatnot. It really changed my life. So shout out to her. She's a great professor.
For a moment there, you said, I'm with Brandon on this one, and I was like, Brandon's your favorite professor? I was a bit thrown off at that.
Nah.
I was like, I don't know if I would agree with you on that one, but okay.
I don't know if Texas Tech would give Brandon a teaching position here.
I don't think so.
I mean, if this man was a professor, like no
him to
grades
teach
would
me how
ever
to
be
dance.
posted ever.
I just be like, hey, don't worry about it. You're good, man.
You're good, fam.
I mean, he's a dance machine, so I'd be like, Brandon, teach me how to dance.
I would
And
teach like a lip singing karaoke class.
There you go. That'd be a fun class to take. Wouldn't get anything out of it, but it'd be a fun one to take.
Beats with Dr. Poppy.
Beats with Dr. Poppy. I love the sound of that. Brandon, your favorite professor and why?
So Jody Rogerson for sure, but Bill Dean's a close second, man. Bill Dean is absolutely fantastic, but Jody Rogerson, I feel both of them want their students to succeed so much, but Bill Dean is, I mean, everybody knows him whether you're a mass comm student or not. He's a class act, a legend here on campus. So just to differ from what Joe said, Bill Dean is easily, everybody takes him when you come through these doors. You have to. And I worked with him really closely in South Champs when I was in South Champs, so I think he just had a big impact on my life simply because of how welcoming he was and how great he was. But Jody Robinson, for me, is fantastic and has helped me really see what to expect in the future for my degree.
Can dig it. I can dig it.
Honorable mention real quick, Haylee, Dr. Arif. Excellent professor. Raouf Arif, me and Haylee both really like him. He's new to the college. It's his only first semester here. Came here from Texas at Tyler, but honorable mention, got to throw him in there. He's a great professor.
Same with Dr. Echo.
Puppy of a man.
Yep.
All right.
Dig him.
Definitely honorable mention as well. Fantastic guy. Mr. Koke, your favorite professor at Mass Comm and why?
I'm gonna say Echo just because I had some really good conversations with him. I didn't really know that I loved law as much as I do now. Before I took his class. Law's fun. Law's a lot of fun. But no, I gotta say, even though I never had a class, Derek Ginter has taught me a lot.
Suck up.
With the honorable mention.
You're not getting paid more, Andy. Stop.
He's trying to get that pay raise. Oh, he's standing up. He's about to roast you, Andy.
No, what?
He's about to roast you.
Here he goes. He's going live.
If you learned anything at KTXT, that's on you.
Ooh. See, that was profound and a good.
Why can't you just take
throwing
the
of
compliment?
Because it's not true. I don't teach nothing. I'm management. I do as little as possible, and y'all do all the work, and I take credit for it. That's what I do.
The humility with this man. All right, Miss Uptergrove, your favorite professor and why?
My favorite professor was Mary Edwards. I took her last summer for news writing, and she was amazing. It was like, news writing is one of the hardest courses you have to take as a journalism student, and we crammed it all into like a 5-week course for summer school. And so she really just taught me a lot and helped me understand how to write like a journalist. And then also Robert Wernsman from my freshman year. He was awesome.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
All right. Well, fantastic reason. And then to piggyback off of Andrew, definitely Camp Stone, my favorite professor I've had. I currently have him for web design. And he's also just a good friend. Him and I also co-host a podcast together, just kind of about music appreciation kind of thing. But excellent teacher, really cares about his students' success and always just teaching with a smile on his face. So
yes, sir.
Shout out to you, Dr. Camp Stone. You are the man, the myth, the legend himself, and we very much appreciate it.
Hey, let's plug a show, the Rock and Raider Radio Show. Mondays at 3?
Mondays at 3, yes.
Yes, sir. So tune in. Best hard rock you can get in Lubbock, Texas.
Doc Rock.
And that's what's so cool about being a mass comm student, even if you are just a minor like Mr. Koke here. But we're fortunate enough to have so many professors here at the college that really care about their student success, that it goes beyond just the classroom, and they really care about people, making sure their students succeed in the classroom and outside of it, giving recommendations, all that cool stuff. So I'm just fortunate to go to a great college with so many professors that care more than just earning a paycheck.
Yeah, I think we're one of the few colleges that actually get to interact with our professors, whether it be like Camp Stone, the radio station.
Yeah. I don't know any other college where you can have like a radio show with your professor.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
awesome.
get to hang out.
So
that's really cool.
Big shout out to all the ComC staffers that were mentioned on the show today. You guys are fantastic, and we definitely appreciate you. If you were not mentioned, also know that we still appreciate you no matter what. We were just going through, I guess, our little favorites, but it seemed like all of us were pretty pretty consistent with the three or four professors we love. So they have a big impact on all of us.
For sure. Well, that's about all the time we have. We only got one more show left, people. Next week will be our last GMTT.
The semester finale.
The semester
How do you
finale.
feel, Brian?
Last one.
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. I'm gonna miss doing these shows. I'm gonna miss this place, but we'll get into all the sentimental stuff next week. That'll be another time. Be sure to check out softball.
Yes, sir. This
And
weekend, Oklahoma versus Texas Tech right here on the Raider 88.1.
Boom. Tyler James and crew has got you covered on that, so be sure to tune in for that. We'll see you guys next week for the semester finale. Finale. Good Morning Texas Tech. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll see you guys next time. Have a fantastic weekend.
Wreck 'em.
Guns up.
It's Undercurrents. I'm Greg McVicker. Welcome.